Saudi Arabia confirms Eid al-Fitr on Sunday, March 30. Reactions trail killing of travelers in Edo State. Former Rivers head of service debunks kidnap rumors. On the foreign scene, Myanmar quake toll passes 1,000 as rescuers dig for survivors. Good evening and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Chiamaka Mwafo. Thank you for joining us. Now the news. Saudi Arabia has officially announced that Eid al-Fitr will be celebrated on Sunday, March 30, 2025, after the Shawwal crescent was sighted earlier on Saturday evening. The sighting marks the end of Ramadan, with the Islamic month concluding in 29 days this year. Eid al-Fitr falls on Shawwal 1, marking the conclusion of a month of fasting and spiritual reflection for Muslims around the world. As per Islamic tradition, months last either 29 or 30 days, depending on the moon sighting. Earlier, Saudi authorities have called on citizens to observe the sky for the crescent on Ramadan 29 to determine the start of Shawwal. Following confirmed reports of the sighting, the Supreme Court of Saudi Arabia declared Sunday as the first day of Eid celebrations. Reactions are trailing the gruesome incident that occurred in Uromi in Edo State. The Kano State government has condemned the mob attack and killing of some travelers accused of kidnapping in Edo State. In a statement by the Kano Commissioner of Information and Internal Affairs, Ibrahim Weya, on Saturday, the state government condemned the heinous act and demanded a firm response from security and judicial institutions. Weya said the incident highlights the alarming increase in extrajudicial killings across Nigeria. All individuals found to be complicit in this atrocity must be brought to justice, including any law enforcement personnel who may have neglected their duty, the statement reads. Reiterating the need for human rights protection, the state government also demanded measures to prevent any recurrence of such violence. Still reacting, the Northern Senators Forum says it is deeply disturbed and saddened by the lynching of travelers in Edo State. A statement signed by the chairman, Abdulaziz Yaradua, on behalf of the group said the sad incident was a case of the victims being tagged as Fulani kidnappers. The forum condemned the attack, describing it as a violation of the fundamental human rights of the victims. It called on the Edo State government to swing into action on the incident, while commending President Bola Tinubu for directing the police to commence an in-depth investigation into the heinous act. It urged the public to treat every citizen with dignity and respect. The president of the Nigerian Bar Association, Afa Musigwe SAN, has condemned the gruesome murder of traveling hunters who were mobbed to death in Uromi, a community in Esso, Northeast local government area of Edo State. The bar president, in a statement late Friday night, also condemned vigilante justice, stressing it is deeply disturbing for mobs to lynch suspected criminals rather than report them to the police. Osigwe decried the jungle justice meted out to the alleged suspects, emphasizing that no individual, regardless of alleged crime, should be subjected to such brutality. Osigwe called on law enforcement agencies to bring those behind the attack to justice, urging them not to allow the crime to go unpunished. Over in Rivers State, the political turmoil in the state continues to escalate as former head of state service George Nweke surfaces in Abuja, contradicting earlier fears about his whereabouts. His conflicting statements have added to the chaos, fueling speculations of shifting alliances in the power struggle between Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his rivals. Here's more in this report.
A visibly distressed Florence Uweke told journalists she feared for her husband's safety, stating she had lost all contact with him.
When they pressured him to sign that document, he said he will not sign. That instead of him to sign, he will resign. He just resigned and called me in the office. I was in the office when he called me that he has resigned. I said, what happened? He said, till I come back. When I came back, I asked him. He started telling me that they brought documents that the document is that they found another $15 million, 15 billion naira that the government did not declare, and he told that he doesn't know anything about that one. That what he handed over to them is what governor handed over to him. How I pressurized him. He said no, instead of all this wahala, let him leave them. He now wrote his resignation that he's not working again. He cannot come and sign what he does not know. He cannot come and say what is not true. Where is the 15 billion naira coming from that he would not say? Instead of saying let him go, that was how he resigned. Oh, Jesus help me. Nigeria help me. My husband is in trouble. My husband is in trouble.
However, in a video message sent to our correspondent on Saturday morning, George Oweke confirmed he was in Abuja and intended to turn himself in to authorities.
After the press interview I granted, I just saw a video of my wife stranded, where they went to hold her and defend her with all kinds of fallacies. They told her to be kidnapped. I want to clear this. I am not kidnapped. I am in Abuja. This is Transport Hotel, where I'm lodging. And they told her that I was kidnapped and she's crying, and they wrote a script for her to say all sorts of things. I want to put this straight. I am the head of service, and I'm on oath. My wife does not know the things that happen in my office. I don't discuss anything about office to her. It's only my domestic or social matters that we discuss. So that script they wrote for her is not and void. So I want to clear the air that I am safe, I'm fine, I'm in Abuja. By tomorrow morning, I intend to go to the security agency to report myself.
Before his disappearance, Oweke made serious allegations against Rivers State Governor Simlaye Fubara, accusing him of plotting to back Bauchi State Governor Bala Muhammad in the 2027 presidential election. He also alleged that Fubara had engaged with militants to orchestrate attacks on oil facilities and other critical assets.
It all started with the State House of Assembly, where the governor, Simlaye Fubara, directed his chief of staff to burn down the assembly in a way to avert the suspected impeachment. That evening, Edison was in government house with many of his boys, including the former chairman of Obiakpo, one Mr. Chijoke. Another attempt was also made to destroy the residential quarters of the House of Assembly members, if not for the press conference that was made there by Rivers youths, Rivers elders, and National Assembly members. That would have been another barbaric demolition in Rivers State.
Governor Fubara, in a swift response, dismissed Oweke's claims as baseless, suggesting he had been coerced or financially induced to make the accusations. The governor supported his rebuttal with screenshots of alleged conversations between Oweke and the chief of staff, Addison Ehe.
You know, anything anybody is doing in this life, if you do a good, you will meet good. If you do bad, definitely you will get your reward for the evil. You know my relationship with him. I don't know why I've offended him that he will cook this level of lies against me.
It's not Shibo! It's not, he cannot. He decided that he cannot sign anything against you. He decided that he cannot sign anything against you.
Meanwhile, former Rivers State Governor Rotimi Amechi has weighed in on the ongoing political feud between Governor Simlaye Fubara and his predecessor, the current Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike. Amechi, in an interview with DW Africa on Saturday, claimed the disputes between the two political figures were primarily about control of state funds.
The fight between the former governor of Rivers State and the FCT minister and the current governor is about sharing money. If not, what's the quarrel? Nigerians don't dislike corruption again. Because I've not seen anybody on the street shouting about what is the quarrel. Can both of them speak to the public and tell us what the quarrel is about? And then we are now denied democracy. So the university is the only state in the country that can practice democracy.
President Bola Tinubu had on March 18th declared the state of emergency in Rivers State amidst the escalating political crisis.
The organizers of a rally in support of the Minister of Federal Capital Territory FCT Nyesom Wike in Bayelsa State have dared the state governor Duoye Diri that the arrangements for the program are in top gear to ensure a hitch-free outing, including formal notifications to relevant security organizations in the state as required by law. The South Zonal Secretary of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) and the promoter of the rally, George Trona, in a statement by his media assistant Kelvin Loveday Ebo, reminded Governor Duri that ethnicity has no place in politics, adding that the right to freedom of association and peaceful assembly is constitutional. Governor Duoye Diri had on Wednesday, during the meeting with Bayelsa elders and security meeting, raised concerns about security of the state in such a gathering. But Turner also expressed shock and sadness over Diri's recent comments regarding a planned mega rally. He said the rally is planned to support President Bola Tinubu and FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. He also dispelled the governor's suggestion that himself, Turner, was collaborating with a former governor to create instability in the state. In political matters, the chairman of the All Progressives Congress APC in Kebbi State, Mohammed Zuru, has cautioned party members against aligning with what he described as so-called emerging political parties, including the Social Democratic Party (SDP). According to him, the ruling APC has an internal disciplinary mechanism to address issues of disloyalty and defection. He emphasized that all party members must remain steadfast and committed to achieving the party's goals and objectives. Kano Zuru made these remarks during a disbursement ceremony for a Sala package donated by Kebbi State Governor Nasir Idris. The package was distributed among party executives, ward chairmen, and delegates across the state's 21 local government areas in celebration of Eid al-Fitr. The Kaduna State chapter of the Social Democratic Party has its own former governor, Nasiru El-Rufai, stating that he's not a recognized member of the party in Kaduna State. TrustTV reports that El-Rufai and some members of the All Progressives Congress topped the ruling party for the SDP. The former governor cited a growing misalignment between his personal values and the current direction of the APC as a primary reason for his decision. However, at a press conference held in Kaduna on Friday, the party's Assistant National Secretary, Northwest Zone, Idris Inua, emphasized that El-Rufai's entry into the party remained a rumor, as he was yet to follow due process. Inua therefore advised El-Rufai and his cohorts to follow proper procedures if they wish to officially become members of the party.
Furthermore, it has come to our notice that certain individuals, including Malam Nasir El-Rufai, are being rumored to have joined the SDP. However, neither the chairman of Kaduna North Local Government Chapter in Kaduna State nor the leadership of Ungon Sarki Ward has any record of this membership. Consequently, Malam Nasir El-Rufai and his co-travelers are not recognized members of the SDP in Kaduna State, and at this time. We advise him and any other interested individual to follow the proper procedures if they wish to officially become members of the party.
You're still on to news update after the break. Gombe women embrace henna designs despite price hike. More when we return. Please just stay with us. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Now a recap of our top stories. We told you that Saudi Arabia confirms Eid al-Fitr on Sunday, March 30. We also informed you reactions are trailing the killing of travelers in Edo State. Two more stories. On the eve of this year's Salah celebration, women in Gombe State have continued to troop to henna designers, eager to beautify their hands and feet with intricate patterns. However, while business is booming, some henna artists are lamenting the lack of fair payment for their skills. Trust TV's Hassan Kohli has more.
With barely a day or two to the Salah celebration, women are lining up at various henna design spots in Gombe. The demand for these traditional hand and food decorations remains high even after the Salah festivities, despite a surge in customers. Henna designers say they are facing a challenge as many customers are unwilling to pay the reviewed prices for the artwork. The designers argue that the rising cost of materials and the time required to perfect its design necessitate higher charges of 500 naira for children to up to 15,000 naira for women. Yet, some customers continue to negotiate for lower rates.
It's not just about drawing patterns. We use quality henna and it takes skills to create these beautiful designs. We urge our customers to respect the efforts we put into the work and pay accordingly. We are appealing to male partners to provide women with enough money to pay us.
Despite the concerns of henna artists, customers maintain that they love the tradition and are eager to continue adorning themselves, even if it means negotiating prices. One customer, Khadija Aliu, explained her perspective.
We understand that prices have gone up, but things are hard for everyone. We still want to look good, but we also have to be mindful of our budgets.
While the debate over pricing continues, one thing is clear: henna culture remains deeply cherished in Gombe.
Yeah, actually, a lot of things are very expensive, but for the females, it was very important for them to be making this kind of designing, and also it will help a lot for them, for the beauty of the women.
For now, henna designers will continue perfecting their craft, hoping that their customers recognize the value of their artistry. Hassan Koli, TrustTV News, Gombe.
Traders, especially shoes and clothes sellers, are lamenting what they termed low patronage as Fitr preparations wind down in Jos, the Plateau State capital. According to the traders, they usually sell more than 90% of their items even before the end of Ramadan, unlike this year that they have been struggling with sales. TrustTV's Adon Musa visited some of the markets in Jos and filed in this report.
Markets typically bustle with customers, especially during festive periods when there is high demand for goods like clothes, shoes, and other items for the celebration. However, this year, traders in Jos say demand for goods for celebration is low.
Honestly, this year, nothing much was done. Nothing much was done. People are not coming, people are complaining of food. They are looking for what to eat before they think of buying shoes. So the truth is that this year own have never been experienced. So many of us that used to bring this kind of goods, before now we bring the goods, waiting once they start the azumi, things will turn around. Nothing happened this year.
So matsalolin da muka samu bare da yanzu gaskiya bara mun yi kasuwa sosai.
We are facing numerous challenges this year compared to last year. Typically, 3 weeks before Salah, most of our goods would have been sold out. However, with just a day to Salah, we still have goods stocked in cartons because people lack money to purchase them due to high prices. A family man who usually buys 10 sets of shoes can only afford to buy 2 pairs now. Even then, he can only afford a deposit to complete later.
So mun fuskanta ina ganin wannan abin daga matsalolin sha'ani na kuɗi.
Some faithful who visited some market for their last-minute shopping for the celebration expressed concern over the high cost of commodities in the market.
As for last year, I can even afford like 10 pair of shoes. Yeah, because me I used to sell it. So today I came to the market to buy only 4. Yeah, to tell you the price now. The price is higher than last year. Yes.
For some people it's affordable, but some people it's not affordable. It's not everybody that can afford everything in this market. It's just becoming very worse and expensive. It's becoming very expensive, and every day they're adding like 500, 300 on the items. So it's not everybody that can afford everything in the market.
I'm here to buy bill, Salah bill. So the price is so high, it's so expensive. More than the money I come with. So we need some discounts in the materials that we are here to buy. So now you know how world is. Everything is so expensive.
While many traders are complaining about low patronage, customers on the other hand are expressing frustration over their lack of money to purchase celebration items as well as hike in prices. Ado Musa, TrustTV News, Jos.
And the business saying President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has signed the Investment and Securities Act 2024 into law, marking a significant step into Nigeria's capital market reform. The new law, which repeals the 2007 Investment and Securities Act, aims to strengthen the legal and regulatory framework for investment and capital market activities. The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, in a statement on Friday, described the presidential assent as a transformative step towards enhancing investor protection, improving market transparency, and fostering sustainable growth. The SEC noted that the new legislation reaffirms its authority as the apex regulator of Nigeria's capital markets and aligns local operations with international best practices. Now, the international scene over in Asia, the death toll from a powerful 7.7 magnitude earthquake in Myanmar jumped to more than 1,000 on Saturday as more bodies were pulled from the rubble of the scores of buildings that collapsed when it struck near the country's second largest city. The country's military-led government said in a statement that 1,002 people have now been found dead and another 2,376 injured, with 30 others missing. The statement suggested the numbers could still rise, saying detailed figures are still being collected. The earthquake struck midday Friday with an epicenter not far from Mandalay, followed by several aftershocks, including one measuring a strong 6.4 magnitude. It sent buildings in many areas toppling to the ground, buckled roads, caused bridges to collapse, and burst a dam. And on the sports scene, the Super Eagles of Nigeria will feature in 4-nation tournaments in England in June. The Black Stars of Ghana and Reggae Boys of Jamaica will also participate in the competition. According to reports, the Super Eagles will fly into England after their historic first-ever clash against Russia in Moscow. Will use the marches to prepare for the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers against Rwanda and South Africa in September. The Super Eagles have endured a dismal run into 2026 World Cup qualifiers with just one win from 6 games. Eric Chele's side occupied 4th position in Group C with 7 points. That concludes news update at this time. For more of our news programs, documentaries, you want to follow us on our social media platforms and on our YouTube live stream. I am Chiamaka Mwafo. Thank you for joining us at this time. Good evening.